Good evening. Welcome back to the Cleveland Heights University School Board meeting. We have concluded our executive session and we're ready for the State of the Schools address. Ms. Kirby.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight for the annual State of Our Schools address. I am first going to share a video before we begin our evening.
Take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. They say they can steal your intentions. You have some word free shows sitting next to you. You have some word people sitting next to you. You think I get here sitting next to you. And after all I said, please don't forget. Watch it. Watch it. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Glad you coming, knew you should have stayed. I tried to warn you just to stay away. And now they're outside ready to buzz. It looks like you might be one of us.
Good evening. Again, thank you for joining us tonight for the annual State of Our Schools address. I am Superintendent Elizabeth Kirby, and tonight I will be sharing with you the accomplishments of the CHUH City Schools during the 2020 calendar year, as well as the new initiatives that are taking shape for 2021 and beyond. Now, typically we hold this address at the start of the second semester, but as you well know, this has been an atypical year. Still, we are excited to pause and to celebrate the success of the 2020 calendar year, even though our typical school year was interrupted last March. Joining us tonight will be 4 of our students, ranging from 5th grade to 11th grade, who will talk about their experiences over the last year. Who better to help us tell our district school story than our students themselves? What you just heard and watched was the Heights Combined Orchestra performing the hit 2016 song Heathens by 21 Pilots. The musicians are part of the orchestras at Monticello Middle School, Roxborough Middle School, and Heights High School. Orchestra directors Dan Hine, Katie Holloway, and Todd Watson began the project in early January, reaching nearly 200 students across all 3 schools. What an amazing display of our students' talent and the commitment of our educators to giving our students creative ways to make music together. Before we begin the presentation, I want to take a moment to recognize the local elected officials and community partners who informed us they'd be in the virtual audience tonight. University Heights Mayor Michael Dillon Brennan, Cleveland Heights City Council Member Mary Dunbar, University Heights City Council Member Justin Gould, South Euclid City Council Member Susan Hardy, Cleveland Heights City Council Member Davita Russell, the Obama Theater General Manager Colin Anderson, Family Connections Executive Director Joanne Fetterman, Reaching Heights Executive Director Krista Hawthorne, Noble Neighbors Member Cynthia Johnson, Rox Arts Board of Directors President Rosemary Pierce, and Children's Hunger Alliance Manager for School and Summer Nutrition Gail Wilson. I know we have many other elected officials and community leaders as well who are joining us, and I thank you for being with us tonight. The cities and our many partner organizations continuously support our schools in so many different ways, using their incredible talents and capacities. Thank you all for your continuing support of our public schools. We are looking forward to building upon the strong relationships we've developed. And of course, our Board of Education members who are with me tonight here in the Heights High School auditorium. President Jim Posh, Vice President Malia Lewis, and members Dan Hines, Jody Serini, and Beverly Wright. These 5 people work tremendously hard, day and night, for students, and much of that work is behind the scenes with very little recognition. I also want to thank our teachers, staff, and administrators for their efforts in making tonight possible and for working so tirelessly all year long. What a year 2020 was. Finally, I'd like to thank the parents for their continued partnership with us, especially as we have managed the challenges of this unprecedented pandemic. Now, I don't want to spend time rehashing all of the traumas of 2020. I want us to focus on how our community came together to help one another, especially our children, get through it and get beyond it. Those are the memories that I hope will inspire us and remind us of the indomitable spirit of Tiger Nation as we move forward. We started off the year of 2020 focused on advancing equity initiatives in the district, engaging in advocacy work, and of course, refreshing our 5-year strategic plan. As the original 2015 strategic plan came to a close in January of 2020, we engaged a diverse and dedicated steering committee made of parents, staff, and community members to facilitate the process of refreshing the plan. We held our first meeting with the committee in January. Although we had big plans to hold focus groups throughout the community, we had to pivot our surveys to online only. As situations settled, we regrouped over the summer and convened various working groups. While the pandemic forced us to pause this work, I believe it also gave us a new perspective on who we are and what we want for our students. We shared a preview of our updates at the board work session back in March, and we will begin rolling out the finalized refresh plan this summer. While the strategy and action steps are evolving, the goals developed in 2015 remain essentially the same today. These 5 goals remain our lighthouses that guide our direction in Tiger Nation. So, in keeping with tradition, I'll share our highlights as they fit into our district's 5 goals. Beginning with Goal 1. Every student graduates ready to pursue college and career. In September, our most recent graduation data was published by the Ohio Department of Education. I am so proud to say that our 4-year graduation rate for the class of 2019 is 89.5%, which is nearly a 3% increase from the year prior. It's also above the state average of 85.9%. Our goal was set at 90% back in 2015. While we haven't quite reached it, we are getting closer every year and will continue to make this goal one of our top priorities as a district. The class of 2020 reported $12.1 million in scholarships, and 28 of those students enlisted in the U.S. military. I'm so impressed that even in the midst of an entirely changed world, our students were still able to garner and amass such a high number of scholarships. In May, Heights High inducted 72 new members to the National Honor Society. In lieu of an in-person ceremony, counselors, teachers, and Board of Education members dropped off yard signs to each inductee so their families could proudly display their accomplishments. The College and Career Task Force was formed. This volunteer group of community members, staff, a board member, and parents are charged with studying, analyzing, and making recommendations regarding high school graduation requirements, systems for college and career planning, and increasing the number of students who go to college or enter the workforce directly after high school in a high-wage job. A dozen Heights High student athletes signed their official college letters of intent at the school's National Signing Day ceremony in February of 2020. The group included 10 football players, 1 boys basketball player, and 1 girls swimmer. Later in the year, 2 more students signed letters to run girls track. The 14 students earned a combined $1.5 million in college scholarships. The CHUH City School District is one of only 250 districts in the United States and Canada, and one of 9 in Ohio, to be placed on the 10th annual AP District Honor Roll. This is a tremendous honor, and it proves that our district is successfully identifying motivated, academically prepared students who are ready for the rigors of AP. More than 50 members of the Heights High class of 2020 and 2021 were recognized by the College Board as AP scholars for earning high marks on their AP tests. So we not only increased access, we also had really strong performance. Next, Goal 2. Excellent education is provided to each student in every district, school, and classroom. The classroom became a computer screen, and education delivery changed in the blink of an eye in 2020. We all remember that our educators swiftly and expertly pivoted from the brick and mortar classrooms to virtual ones. Our educational services team developed not 1, but 2 remote learning systems, My School Online and Ohio Online. Let's also not forget that Boulevard Elementary School received the Momentum Award from the Ohio Department of Education for earning all A's in value-added categories. This award means that every category of students at Boulevard performed better than expected, showing greater than average growth on all of the state standardized tests. Garrity Preschool once again received a 5-star rating from the Ohio Department of Education. And all 3 of the district's preschools have 5-star ratings, which is the highest possible. In 2020, the Equity Task Force training team spent time working with each building leadership team to discuss ways of utilizing our equity policy goals and using an equity lens to support building academic achievement goals. Due to the 2020 school closures, much of the team's staff training work had to be paused, but we are very excited that we have resumed that in full force in 2021. want to take a pause to hear from two of our student guest speakers. First, let me introduce Robbie Caldwell. Robbie is in 8th grade at Roxborough Middle School. Robbie will tell us about how she and her siblings and family supported one another during the transition to remote learning.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Robbie Caldwell, and I am an 8th grade student at Roxborough Middle School. For over a year, there has been a major change in the world for all of us. Today, I will be sharing how this pandemic impacted me and how others around me have been very helpful. In the very beginning of the COVID pandemic, school was fine. I didn't mind having to wake up every day, get on the computer, and do work. This slowly changed over time. After repeating this routine, I started to spend time with my friends, other classmates, and teachers. I still took school very seriously, but I began to grow bored from not being able to go outside of the house. I really appreciate my family, teachers, principal, and school support staff for helping me adjust to remote learning. I am very thankful that I was not home alone doing my work throughout the pandemic. My twin brother and older sister were also there with me every day. We adjusted to virtual learning together. We took our breaks together and made lunch together. My dad gets off work early almost every day because of the pandemic. So he comes home early and sometimes brings us lunch so that we are not stuck in the house eating leftovers, sandwiches, frozen pizzas, and cereal. My mother is a healthcare provider, so she continues to work outside of the house. But on days that she can do telehealth visits from home, she stays home with us and talks to us and check on us throughout the day. My teachers at Roxborough Middle School have been great in helping me adjust to remote learning. Teachers often assign breakout rooms, projects that allow us to work in groups, and they make sure that I understand the lessons. I also know that they really care about me as a person. I was diagnosed with COVID the week of my 14th birthday, and when my teachers found out, many of them emailed me and told me to take care of myself and to not worry about schoolwork, just focus on getting well. One time, a teacher even called my parents a few times to make sure that I was okay. I really appreciate that. The guidance counselor has made sure that my brother and I chose classes for high school and made sure to communicate with my mother regarding our choices. Mrs. Coleman, our principal, has been amazing with communicating to parents via phone memos and emails. My mom says that the only way a parent cannot know what is going on at the school is because they don't want to. Although I never expected that we would be out for school for an entire year, and even though it can be boring at times, I really appreciate that I have a supportive family at home and school to make everything better.
Thank you, Robbie. Next, I'll introduce Brandon Caesar. Brandon is in 8th grade at Monticello Middle School and will share with us how he navigated the school closure of 2020.
Hey, my name is Brandon. I'm in the car right now, so ignore the frequency. But I've gotten through the whole 2020 thing and the COVID in the school. I got past it by me actually just like working on myself and focusing on schoolwork and my sports because I know that if I want to do sports, I'm gonna have to do my schoolwork and keeping my grades up was really important to me. And my uncle works very hard to keep me on a straight path to where I can achieve my dreams and accomplish what I want in life. So what I really had to do was just sit down and focus, you know. But in the beginning, it was kind of hard being in front of a screen all day. It's not like playing a game, watching TV. You gotta look at a screen the whole entire time. It's really strange, It was a new thing for the teachers, for the students, and us had to adapt to. And how Ms. Kirby said she was talking about having to adapt, and pivot from the school to online. It was an amazing choice from Dr. Johnson telling us, you should be fine, like that. But what really made me, change for the 8th grade year was my little brother, because I know how to set a better example for him, because in like 7th grade, I wasn't doing that hot. I could have really did better. So I'm like, yeah, 8th grade year, I'm making a shine. I'm about to make this count. So I'm really just pushing past it for him so I can show him his big brother is an amazing guy, and that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Brandon. And as you can see, both of those students really had experiences that reflected a lot of learning that we all experienced last spring. It was wonderful to hear how the teachers rallied to support students, how families were flexible, and how students developed new skills that they will take into the next year as we continue to get ready for the 2022 school year. Moving on to Goal 3. Parent and community partners are welcomed and fully engaged in supporting and enhancing student learning. I'm really excited to talk about the Metro Health Clinic. This launched at Heights High in the fall of 2019 and continues to provide our students with basic health care services right at school twice a month. When the school shutdown occurred, they continued providing the clinic in person. Using dollars from a mental health prevention grant from the Ohio Department of Education, Metro Health, in collaboration with our high school social work team, facilitated 9 sessions with students and parents with topics such as mourning what's missing and mental health safety during stressful times. From the start, Metro Health offered consultation as we developed contingency plans and eventually plans for returning to school. They also participated in a Facebook Live forum with our school community to answer their questions and address concerns about the COVID-19 virus. The nonprofit Rocks Arts and Tiger Nation provided 800 new art kits for our youngest learners. Half were distributed at meal pickups, and the other half were given to all kindergartners before the start of the school year. Every kit included a book, paper, stationery, markers, chalk pastels, and stickers. To support working families, the district provided remote learning centers in collaboration with Right at School and Open Doors Academy. Students were able to attend remote school in a safe environment and with the support of caring adults. The Heights Schools Foundation contributed over $50,000 in scholarship funds for families in need. The Center for Arts Inspired Learning also funded 6 students to attend the remote learning centers and provided arts programs to our K-5 students. The district also held its 4th Heights Family Academy at Heights High in February 2020, when we didn't know any of this was going to happen. The Heights Family Academy is a conference-style event where CHUH families forge meaningful connections with their schools. The program has since moved to an all-virtual format so families can still access the resources and content. And our advocacy task force for a fair school funding model continues. We formed an advocacy task force which met at the start of 2020 to address the challenges surrounding the state's EdChoice program and school report cards and to enhance stakeholder knowledge. Many of our board members, administrators, students, and I have made trips down to Columbus to testify at the State House on the financial impact of EdChoice on our district. Currently, we are working with lobbyists downstate to fight against recent legislation that will allow the state to use standardized test scores from this school year to determine EdChoice eligibility for the 2023-2024 school year. And we're happy to work in partnership with the First Ring on these efforts. Goal 4. The Cleveland Heights University High School District attracts and retains caring and highly qualified staff with diverse experiences and backgrounds who work collaboratively. In 2019, the Human Resources Department launched a program called Grow Your Own. The team worked to identify classified employees interested in pursuing teacher certification and provided them with scholarships to Cleveland State University. In 2020, 7 Cleveland Heights University Heights employees received a combined total of $29,000 in scholarship money to pursue their educational degrees through CSU. All of our Tiger Nation staff exemplified the caring component of Goal 4, notably our food service partner, AVI Fresh. Food service employees served 500,000 free meals to children in the Heights community from March through August 2020, and that continues today. Finally, for this goal area, football coach Kahari Hicks also defines caring and collaborative as shown by his Build the Bridge initiative. The program pairs high school football teams of different backgrounds so that they can connect with one another and discover that they likely have more in common than just a love of football. More than 60 schools have signed up for Build the Bridge, and it has been featured on Cleveland.com, News 5, Channel 3 News, and 19 News. So the Cleveland Heights University High School District continues to be a trendsetter across a variety of community partnerships and opportunities for students. And finally, Goal 5, Cleveland Heights University Heights has the necessary finances and infrastructure to provide an outstanding 21st century education and keeps the community well informed about how resources are being used for school and student performance. The district is focused on fiscal responsibility, reducing last year's budget by $1.2 million and this year's budget by $2.5 million. We are also committed to $1.5 million in spending reductions for the 2021-22 school year. Our organization takes seriously its responsibility to be good stewards of taxpayer dollars through efficient and effective operations. The Heights community passed Issue 69, our $4.8 million operating levy, in November. This has not been an easy time financially for many of our residents, or our nation's public schools for that matter, so I must thank our community once again for believing in our students and the education they are receiving here. The district's finance department has been awarded ASBO's International Certificate of Excellence in Financial Reporting for its 2019 CAFR. The comprehensive annual financial report informs stakeholders about the financial and economic state of the district. Our information technology team distributed more than 1,700 Chromebooks to students from March to May of 2020. As soon as we saw the need to start to launch remote learning, the team sprung into action, and it was such a smooth operation and really served the needs of our families. Not only did they hold many pickup events for families, but they also drove to individual homes to drop off devices. Let's take another pause to hear from our final two student guest speakers. First, Ryan McMahon. Ryan is in 5th grade at Fairfax Elementary School. Ryan is going to tell us about her experiences with remote learning and how her teachers and family supported her.
Hi, my name is Ryan McMahon. I'm a 5th grader at Fairfax Elementary School. My last year of elementary school has been hard. The last 12 months were even harder. Online school for me was not very easy, and I got stressed out over the simplest things. The first week of being at home was fun. It was a couple days before spring break, and I got to do some fun stuff. I put together a basketball hoop with my dad and played with my dog Scout. I was very fortunate to have my sister Quinn to play with. She's in 3rd grade and a great friend. Since we were quite bored, we decided to move my bed into her room. We shared a bedroom for about 2 weeks. I love sharing a bedroom with my sister. Once we got some LED lights, we decided to move back into our separate bedrooms. I've always been scared of having my room filled with bad spirits or ghosts. Having the LED lights would help me not be afraid anymore. Miss McDonald was my 4th grade teacher. She helped me adjust to online learning. We had some meets, and she would meet with me to help calm me down when I was having a hard time. She sent us gifts in the mail. One of the nicest things she did was she dropped off a rainbow pinwheel. Summer was okay, except I missed softball in the pool. Something that was helpful was having my pod of friends. During the summer, I was able to do some camps, but it was not the same. We all had on masks and social distanced. During the fall, I found out I had Miss Glacier as a teacher. I was excited but nervous, not knowing what we would be doing. During the school year, I started feeling more comfortable around her. I love how fun she makes the class and how nice she is with the students. When I asked my classmates what are some of the positives and negatives from the school year, one said, I appreciate how they give us free supplies and free food. Another said, I appreciate my parents for helping me learn during the pandemic and working through the stress. My best friend Jalen said, I appreciate my family members to help me in these hard times. I love how my teacher is funny and that she makes me laugh a lot and gives us little Dove chocolates in our schoolwork. And finally, the thing I'm most grateful for is that none of my family got sick or died from COVID-19. My biggest disappointment of the year is that we still have to take OST testing, and my favorite was having the first African American woman in the White House.
Thank you, Ryan. Wonderful words. I agree about OST testing. Finally, we'll hear from Jasmine Sourier, Heights High School Junior. Jasmine has been in the Ohio Online Program, which was one of the 2 remote learning options the district offered to students, as I mentioned earlier. Jasmine will tell us about her experiences in Ohio Online.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Soiree. I'm in 11th grade and I'm going to talk about why I like remote learning. I've been in remote learning since they closed the school. I'm excelling in my work because I have more freedom. With remote learning, it's very organized and I'm able to see when I'm behind or on target. It also lets me work ahead. I am able to work at my own pace. I can take breaks when I want. When I want to, I can go back and rewatch the videos when I'm confused. I can do my lessons at whatever time, day or night, and I'm able to take notes and look back at my notes. And I can spend more time on the subjects that are harder for me. I'm able to ask for help from my mom and my teacher when I have trouble with assignments. I'm really enjoying remote learning because I've always wanted to be homeschooled because I felt that it would be a better option for me because I'm able to concentrate without all the distractions in a normal classroom.
Thank you, Jasmine. Before we close out, I want to quickly share some exciting things on the horizon for the rest of the school year here in CHUH. Kindergarten information nights are happening now through April 29th at each elementary school. Families with little ones getting ready for kindergarten are invited to learn more about their neighborhood school and how to enroll. That information is on our website at chuh.org. The Heights High School Swim Cadets will present their annual show May 6th through May 8th at the Heights High Pool. Only family will be allowed to attend in person, but the performance will be streamed live on our YouTube channel. The Heights High class of 2021 will graduate on June 3rd, with the ceremony taking place right here on a campus in the football stadium. We originally were looking at the Wolstein Center as a venue, but we happily gave that up when something very big and important came to town, a mass COVID-19 vaccination clinic. In collaboration with community partners and district educators, we are rolling out a comprehensive and fun summer program for all of our students, grades pre-K to 12. The CHUH Summer Learning Program will target critical academic skills, support the health, wellness, and socialization of students, and provide student engagement and enrichment activities. The camps will include outdoor activities, STEM, music, and art enrichment, and much more. We are going into this with a growth mindset, not focused on what our students have lost over the last year, but what they can gain moving forward. Last year, we told you a bit about our work surrounding what used to be called wraparound schools, and now is called community learning centers. Noble Elementary School will serve as a pilot community learning center for our district beginning in the 2021-22 school year. The CLC will combine extracurricular support with enhanced family engagement and community partners. The goal is to improve attendance, outcomes for students, and the overall health and wellness of our community. We are excited to provide an opportunity for the school to partner with the community and for the community to partner with the school. And we know that Noble is the best place to launch this because they already have such rich partnerships that will now be able to coordinate on behalf of that entire community. Now, to hear more about what's happening in your neighborhood schools over the last year, please check out the 1920 Quality Profile, which is now available on our district website, chuh.org. And be on the lookout for our next update newsletter in your mailbox. So, let's wrap up the evening the same way we began it, listening to our talented student musicians. First, here's the Heights High a cappella choir singing Old Time Religion, directed by vocal music teacher Jessie Lang, followed by Noble and Roxborough Elementary students singing Rise Up, directed by music teacher Jenna Hall Tucker.
and you can find a fighter. But I see it in you, so we gonna walk it out. Mountains, we gonna walk it out. And mountains. And I'll rise up the day, I'll rise up, unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you. The silence isn't quiet. It feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like crying. But I promise we'll take the world to mountains, bring it to its feet. And mountains. And I'll rise up, yeah, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do 1,000 times again. For you, I will all we need is hope, and that we have each other, and that we have each other, and I'll rise up today, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do 1,000 times again. For you, we will
Well, I know if we had an audience full of people, we would all be giving a rising standing ovation for all of those performances. So inspiring, so reflective of the creativity that our teachers have employed in ensuring that our students still have the opportunity to experience the arts in these really different types of times that we've been in since 2020. I want to thank the teachers for their hard work. I want to thank the students for their hard work as they also learn those new skills as well. Thank you all for joining us virtually tonight, and I am looking forward to amazing things in the rest of 2021 as a Tiger Nation community. Again, thank you for attending the State of Our Schools, and have a great evening. And with that, I will conclude my presentation and turn it over to our board president.
Ms. Kirby, we can still give you a round of applause. Sadly, there's just 6 of us here between glass partitions. We need to end this meeting with a motion to adjourn.
I motion we adjourn.
Thank you, Mr. Hines. Do I have a second?
I second.
Thank you, Ms. Serini. Mr. Gaynor, would you call the roll?
Mr. Hines,
Yes.
Ms. Serini,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Ms. Wright,
Yes.
Mr. Posh.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Tonight is a very great night to be proud of Tiger Nation.